No, you're good. You're good.
Hey, Reed.
It's an old joke. It's like, you know, if they made a movie about my life.
Get ready to start with this.
I said, I told my wife, I said, I want George Clooney to play me. And she said, well, I said, who would you want to play you? She said, well, if George Clooney's playing you. She goes, I'll just play myself.
Correct.
I love it.
No, that's it.
That's an old joke, but it still works.
I got it.
It still works.
Help.
We are meeting, I guess I have to do some meeting type stuff. Oh, no.
Hold to it. So I don't know if there's a different view. We're in a.
Whichever one makes me look thinner.
Okay.
Oh, that looks like you did something.
I have to turn it off.
Oh, and I've seen this on the Zooms online. If you can maybe switch that on, I think.
Where am I at? What is this? Leave it up.
Or maybe switch to attendees view.
That's what I thought I just clicked, but that's what
Oh.
we were on and it just shows that on the screen.
That is so weird.
Only people with permission to manage the screen can bring participants on the screen. Attendees can still hear the audio when you're off screen. Okay, hold on. Is it like a
Just start touching on it. Yeah.
right? I mean, what? Okay, as long as the camera's not right here and it's not my face, I'm good with that. Okay, so let's. Up here.
Or something. I think if you say something, the camera moves to you. Hi, everybody.
Find Brian.
You get 5 minutes, right, first.
So, yeah, what's the skinny say if you can't get that going? I mean, you still have a meeting?
Yeah, if there's technological problems that prevent it from happening, you just have to take detailed notes and detail that the.
There you
program
go.
wasn't working.
Okay.
There.
There we go.
Good work.
It's usually like when I'm under pressure too with technology, like my feet are sweating. I'll be honest. I'm a little. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. for sharing that.
The president might be an I chapter. And so I thought, oh yeah, I got this. And then I'll have to switch from presentation. It won't work. And then.
Is Sean Wilson in there?
Yes, well, he was. Yes, he didn't renew this past year, but he is, I love Sean. He is into everything.
That's his problem. He's in everything.
He is, he's great though.
But he's a good IT guy. Yeah, you make him do this. So. That's kind of freaky the way it does that. Hey, hey,
Oh, Amy's gonna think we're hollering at her.
look how it zooms in. Hey,
He's not hooping
I'm-
and hollering at
I'm
you.
just messing with
Amy.
the
So I thought maybe it was time. I was
I'm
like,
messing with the camera.
I like your shirt though.
It's very fancy.
Hey,
Springy.
springy. Not quite time. It's not, I forgot my watch.
And I get on the pools.
Aaron's gonna be here?
Alan is calling in, is what he said. So is that, will I have to admit him to the meeting maybe?
Well,
Does he have a Zoom link?
He told me, hold on one second. Do you need?
Is he in jail for another speeding ticket?
Must be said,
the attorneys, you guys come down.
I need to call in tonight, is all he said.
Depends on the traffic. Like, I can make it in an hour.
Yeah.
If traffic's fine.
That's a drive for like a 20-minute meeting. You're aware of this, I'm sure of that. But who doesn't want to come up to Alexandria and be abused?
I could tell when he got out of the car, he had a smile on his face.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
I don't see, hold on, maybe. No, that's
What's this thing on the
share.
Bottom left, is that anything?
Over
On the
here,
screen?
Conference.
conference.
It's okay, if that's somebody's name. Can you call him on the phone? Does that work? Can you do that?
We can do, because he's not a voting member.
Mhm.
So it's not like. he has
Oh, so-
to-
If someone knows how to
He's
get it,
best.
or if someone wants to call, is what he just said. So,
He said, well,
If we can figure out a way to send him the link, then we can do that, or we can call him, he said. So someone,
Oh, for some reason, the camera is zooming in and out.
Hey, we're not smart to figure out.
it apparently does that based on who's talking, I guess.
Okay, yeah. All right, you got face for radio, so you're on radio here. Yeah. We're waiting on our secretary.
It's just starting 5:30.
Yes.
We got another minute.
So what happens if you start 5 minutes late?
I think we're okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just don't start early.
You can't start early.
And there's always rules.
There's a rule for everything.
There's a rule for the rules. Yeah, amen. Like this one where we've got to vote to accept the money that we've already, this is like, that's a thing.
Well,
Vote to
because
vote.
the analysis is you have to make a determination as to whether or not there's any excess funds that you collected, and if you make a determination that there is, it can go back to the other taxing units. But if you're like, no, we still need to build up the TIF accounts and we need to,
Okay.
then just leave it all, so.
Okay, like excess funds would be, we just got money, we don't know what to do with it. What's,
Basically, so excess funds really come in, like Plainfield is a perfect example. They created these TIF areas a long time ago where they have all of the big, distribution centers and everything like that.
right, okay.
So they are funding all their projects, but then they've got all their projects done. And there's been so much development and growth there that they have this unbelievable cash balance every year. And so what they're able to do is say, we're gonna take X percentage of our collections this year and pass that back through to these schools, because the TIF is healthy enough to cover any project that they
Okay.
may want that's gonna come down the road before it expires, so.
That makes sense because we were talking about the schools. Hey, can we gift money to the schools for, and there's certain RDCs that do that?
Well, what
Okay.
happens is it's not just specifically to the school, it's to all the underlying taxing units. So if you give money back, then the school will get its percentage, the library will get their percentage, the city will get their percentage, the county will get their percentage.
Okay, so all, it has to be distributed equal. Okay.
Fastest I've ever seen.
Guys ready?
I'm sorry, yeah.
Let's do it.
You ready, Eric? You ready? You ready?
Sorry, I
He's
was,
ready.
That's all right.
You were right
You
on
were right
time.
on time.
yeah, no,
We can't start early.
the clock was slow.
Hey,
All right, we'll call our meeting to order for May 26th. Call for the roll for the officials. You got Aaron,
What's that?
roll call for the members.
Is that my responsibility?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so Mike Latchaw,
Here,
Lindsay Cuneo,
Present.
Brian Donahue,
Present.
Amy McCurry,
Present.
myself, and Penny Stevens.
Absent.
it's good, we have a quorum. So we need to approve our minutes for the March 23rd meeting. We did not have a meeting. Right? So,
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes as submitted.
I will second that motion.
Favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, seeing none, the March meeting minutes are approved. We have a bill for CED of 1302.75, which is a monthly invoice from CED. Motion for approval.
I'd like to make a motion to approve it.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, seeing none, that invoice is approved.
What was that?
The
That was
CED.
CED,
So is that monthly?
yes. 1302.75,
And it's the same every month?
yes.
Should be.
For the year, yeah. It changes a little bit each year.
We have a Baker Tilly invoice. You want to explain this one?
Yeah, so this Baker Tilly invoice are for fees for Baker Tilly's work in helping the reporting that you have to do and get into Gateway for the TIF district. You have to do that by the 15th of April every year. So this is the compilation of all of that and the uploading it into Gateway. And it looks like that total is $2,709.07.
Does Baker Tilly upload all that information?
They work with,
Who does it for the voice from beyond?
They help. Darcy has to physically do the pushing of the keys, but they help make sure it's correct. They also spoke to council at the last council meetings too regarding some of our TIF stuff they have to present.
Okay, because they have to present that to, Baker Tilly presents that to council. I think I was at that meeting, yeah.
They did a couple meetings ago.
Okay, so Baker Tilly in essence kind of keeps, we contract them for the year and they kind of keep us on track on meeting these deadlines from April 15th. And then the one we're getting ready to do today for June 15th. Is that a true statement?
Yes, we have to have a fiscal advisor. Baker Tilly's our fiscal advisor. So they make sure we know the deadlines and we get our stuff into Gateway, and that if something hasn't been submitted to Gateway, they've been pretty decent about making sure that individuals who do that get it submitted.
So we have, by statute, we have to have a fiscal advisor, yes.
because you have the TIF fund, so you collect the increment. You've got to have somebody advising this body regarding the finances and the assistance. You can kind of keep track of everything.
Yeah.
And so each redevelopment commission has an MA or an FA that they work with.
Okay.
And then what the scope of what they do depends upon the sophistication of that community.
Okay. Fair enough.
Who's on the phone?
Alan Moore.
Alan, sorry,
Sorry.
should have mentioned that.
And then I
Alan Moore's on the
don't think
phone.
So Jewel, it's spelled CHOU-IL.
Is that German? That's what. Italian, I was way off.
So I have a motion to approve the Baker Tilly invoice.
So moved.
Have a second.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, seeing none, it is approved.
What was the total?
270907.
2709.
07.
Okay,
$2,709.
Yeah,
$2,709.
227.
Old business, RDC downtown TIF. You got anything on? Jam building
So
update?
with the jam bill, we were talking with Bill and Alan. They were able to find what I believe to be a condemnation order back from a few years ago, or a condemnation letter. I need to see an order itself. If we don't have the order itself,
That
then
came from the city to that.
yeah, so the building inspector to jam on that. The important part is the order, so that an actual hearing was held, that an order was issued. That allows us to go in and check down if we need to do that or do whatever we need to do. And so that's the request that we're gonna have out to Bill is find us an order. I mean, I don't know if you remember, Lindsay, I don't know if you were on the board back then.
It's 2018.
2018, I would have been on the board, but I think what it was, it got to the point where like there wasn't anyone that like could be served. Like it was back to the drawing board of like the entity of whoever the owner was at that time. Or like it became a hamster wheel thing.
Hey, I think we've got that nailed down right now. So I know that there was some confusion regarding bankruptcy in the past and where everything was. This building and the ownership of it was never part of the bankruptcy petition. So it should never have been solved back then.
So if Bill's unable to find an order, wouldn't it make the most sense for us to just proceed as normal? Like,
It should be.
why, let's just go ahead and get it moving for condemnation,
And
which
that
will
would-
come to planning.
Yeah, and that's what our discussions with Bill had been.
Okay,
And then, so we thought that was the road we were gonna go down. Then he said he found this other letter and it's like, okay, we need the order.
okay, I see, I get you.
And maybe
So
that
we'll
would-
need to follow up with
Yeah,
that.
and it might be that we're just coming down the road with a new condemnation or letter of enforcement and then the hearing.
Okay,
Is the building still owned by Jam or Jane Martin?
I believe that's the case, yeah. I
So-
think it's to the Jam, the entity name, not her
And
individually.
she owns all of those.
Yes.
Is that correct?
I think she owns all of that, but Jam itself, so like, it was either Jam declared bankruptcy or she declared bankruptcy. I can't
I
remember.
think she declared bankruptcy.
But the building was owned by a separate entity and was not included in that bankruptcy petition. So it was never part of that.
And this should have been pushed out to tax sale from what we can tell, and it just never did. It's like a glitch in the county system.
So the counties recognized it as being in a bankruptcy, but it was never in a bankruptcy.
That's why they never
Yeah.
put it for sales, because it was in bankruptcy.
They thought it was a bankruptcy.
They
Well,
thought,
that's
but
what I thought the same thing.
interesting.
Yeah, so we need to just have him condemn it. I mean, yes, is that the
With
shortest,
those-
what's the shortest path there?
That's what we kind of,
We did, and
that's
that's
really going that direction the last.
that's what we wanted to do. But they found that letter and they're like, is this enough? I'm like, "No. We need the order. If we don't have the order, then let's just get the letter.
Yes, 1 second.
There's 4 addresses and I don't remember exactly.
Like 104.
Because you want to get all of them,
Oh, yeah.
you know, you don't want to leave one hanging there.
So the next
Alan,
step
can you
is
follow up with
Bill
Bill
to
on that?
get, find something.
Yeah, and he has 4 papers, and when I scanned in, it's just like a lot of them.
I have
But
the
I'm like
addresses.
Lindsay, I don't ever remember an actual hearing, but I sent Jewel the main part of what we had.
Okay. Yeah, I think,
Keys in their office to go in and if you want to, so.
I
do
don't,
that.
I don't think we were able to have a hearing because it was like, we didn't know who to serve the order to. But the addresses are 108 North Harrison, 110 North Harrison, 112 North Harrison, and 112 West Washington.
And what I would recommend is to avoid that problem is from the get-go, we advertise it, saying the owner of these locations as well in the newspaper. And
Is that how you do that? You just have to advertise in the paper?
you have to get service on somebody, and if you can't get service, we kind of model ourselves after the courts a little bit, except for the courts are a little bit more onerous. You have to go and say you've attempted to get service, and then they'll give you an order to publish the notice. So I can sue somebody. Let's say I want to sue Mike. I can't get him served. I can't find him anywhere. I can ask the court to allow me to publish the notice to Mike, and then that counts as the
Okay.
service on it.
If you
So
need,
that notice, I'll have so much time to respond.
And we'll set the hearing date. So you come to this hearing date, and if you're not at that hearing date, we'll move forward with the hearing and then get the final order.
if you need Jane Martin's phone number, it was Jam. I've got that information. And I can shoot
We'll
that.
take it, but we're not broadcasting to everyone.
Oh, yeah, probably true, yeah. So just shoot you, an email. Would that help?
That would be helpful.
Okay. We'll go find those people.
Any other questions on Jam building?
So once we do that, and we can, it's been condemned, how do we ultimately get it in like our name? I mean, what's the steps?
So there'll be several processes. We have to make a determination as to what you want done with that building. If it is a situation in which it is dilapidated to the point in which it needs to come down, then you tear it down and you put the lien on that property. And you clean it up and you get it out there for redevelopment. So it's like a blight program where you get it cleaned up and then you put it out there on the market to try and find somebody who will come in, build something new in there, and you start collecting revenue on that.
But we condemn it, and then how do we transfer it in our
I
name?
think it's gonna be.
She said she would quit claim it to it. She would be glad to.
Okay.
And her health is not so good, by the way.
And we can do that way. If she wants to just quit claim that to us. So we'll reach out to her and see what it's gonna do, but it'll have to be deeded from the name of the owner, which is gonna be GM technically, that
Okay.
entity, to transfer it over.
And then there's a tax, so we get it in our name. There's a tax lien on it.
Well, if it is in our name there, I think there is a tax lien from the
Yeah.
taxes that we do. And so it's really gonna be discussion with the county as well to say, okay.
Can you give us some relief for
How
that?
can we take care of
We just need to get it in our name regardless of that. I mean, we need to have control of this situation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sooner rather than later.
So how do we, do we have to cover those insurance wise? I mean, what do we?
Yeah, once it's in your name, you are responsible for that. So there's liability that attaches and you're gonna have to make sure your insurance policy is updated to include that into your inventory. And so they know about it.
And then Alan, previously on that and the one on Washington Street down at the corner of Washington and Canal, I know we had looked into having some grants done, but we could not apply for those grants because we didn't own the actual properties. Are those grants still available if we do get that now and put it in our name? Are there still those matching grants?
We can talk to Mike Klein, Peter. They were Okra grants. I don't know if they got this right this second, but they were, I'll keep in mind also, they're not 100%, so we have to put in some, but we can check. Our hindrance before was did not have properties in our name and owners were not willing to sell to the development commission, so.
Yeah, there's money there and it comes and goes.
Sure, and I was just curious if there would, because we're also, there was money set aside for it, but we didn't want to have to use all of that money so that we could use it in a match. But at the time, we didn't have our name on it. And I know when my husband and I had talked to Jane, her partner was still part of it. So apparently maybe she just has it from him now. And so you don't have to go through him as
I
well.
believe Ballmer's passed away.
Correct. And
Yeah.
that was part of the holdup. So, okay, maybe we've gotten that.
So the money you put there before to take that building down is still sitting there.
That's something that we'll have to look into as well, and hopefully we can get that. It should still be in the previously known as ARPA. Something I like to call it.
Yeah. Okay, that's all my questions on that property then. Alan, anything else to add? You still there? Did I lose you?
No,
Okay.
yes, there was used to be a mortgage on that property,
That's
$1 million, but I've seen paperwork where it was waived by the mortgage company, so that was waived, and I can talk to Jewel about talking to commissioners and see what their appetite would be for waiving that tax liability.
Okay, awesome. All right. Okay,
That's good.
All right, we'll move on, new business TIF capture layer.
So Alan, do you want me to talk about this? So this is what you were referring to earlier about by June of each year. It's an analysis as to the receipts that the redevelopment commission will receive from the allocation areas it has. If you make a determination that you have collected receipts that exceed your need or the need of the redevelopment commission to move the projects forward, then you could make a recommendation to the city to give the excess back to the underlying entities. The example I gave was in Plainfield. They've done that because their allocation areas are collecting so much money now because there's been so much development over there by the airport with all of the distribution centers. But here, I don't know what your finances are. My guess is in most communities, and my guess is that Alexandria would be the same, is that you have not gotten your allocation areas to the point in which they are healthy enough and that you do need those revenues. So it will be a recommendation to the city that you keep all of the allocation area revenues, all the TIF dollars for the redevelopment commission.
amen.
The school board, library,
School board, library, fire territory, city, county.
It was East Central Indiana Solid Waste District.
Yeah.
Monroe Township.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess they're not-
All of the underlying taxes.
Okay.
Entities would get their percentage.
yeah, we're not far from that, but that would be great.
That would
I would
be
love
great
for that
follow-up.
to be, yeah.
If you had so much money, you had to give it away.
Had to
That's
give
not a
it
problem.
away.
Yeah. So we need to vote to accept this letter.
So
Well, I don't know.
it's going to be a recommendation to the city council, like, to capture the remainder of it, so.
Is that the standard that each year they mail out to those 7 entities and then?
Right.
Yeah, so it would be a motion to accept this letter as presented.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the letter as presented.
I'll second that motion.
If everybody wants to see the
Yeah,
letter.
okay, thank Thanks.
Saying there's no access.
Yeah, I figured it was the same as, it does say that there is not. Okay, perfect. And it lists the 7.
So you made the motion to have a second on the
Brian made a
Motion.
motion.
letter.
We're keeping it simple for the second.
Yeah, yeah, it does make it
Lindsay,
easier.
Brian, Lindsay.
Okay.
Okay, let's make it easier.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, see none. Approved. Cindy, you want to go through the call-in?
Sure.
This is the electronic meeting.
Yes, I did not receive any comments about additions to it. I know I printed off the statute for everyone. There's some optional provisions that you can add in. Having not received any feedback on it, you guys can pass it as written if you want, or if you have any other thoughts, I'm happy to take it back to the drawing board and add in those optional provisions.
Take a look at it.
Well, I have, so like even in Alan's situation, so will there be like a Zoom link that will be available each time to allow that? Before, I would say that would be an important thing we would need to work out.
I think, and Joel, I don't know if you agree, I think it should probably just be this, but they would be added as a presenter. When
Oh.
Joel and I have virtually tuned into council and board of works meetings, we're given this link. It's just that we get a different link ahead of time.
Okay, so if that person, it would have to be prearranged.
Mhm.
And I think that would almost, I think that's a good idea to,
And you can't do like this.
Well, it depends.
if we're a
So
voting member.
for a member of the board, so a member of the redevelopment commission, in order for you to vote, you have to be seen and heard. So that's why it would be up there.
Okay.
For Alan, he is not a voting member.
Okay.
So he can participate however you guys want to allow him to participate.
And that mirrors the cities. It's.
Yeah, I think that's exactly the same as the city's
Yes.
electronic.
That is there is an RDC specific on state code, virtual participation. So I modeled it really after the state, but
Okay.
yeah, it's very similar. to
It just
cities.
makes it easier if it's all similar.
So this has to be done by 2 days prior to the meeting, right? Is that what I understood?
I don't know. I think there's 48 hours notice when you're calling a meeting outside of your regularly scheduled. Sorry, I don't have it in front of me, but I don't recall.
Should
a
we
2-day
limit the
notice.
number of times a person can do that
I
in
think
a
that
year?
there is a limit in it.
Was
I
there
might
a
be
limit? I
wrong.
can't remember if I saw that.
Yeah.
I think you're looking at the statute, so that's not the resolution that's prepped. There's another document with the resolution.
It says 1. Is that limit the number? Got the right piece. right there.
I think those are all the optional provisions that I highlighted, so.
So anyone, so you can set a limit. The statute doesn't set a limit. But I'm just gonna use you as an example. So, there are communities that have set limits to say you can miss 2 meetings. So you, Mike Latcher, are allowed to miss 2 meetings and then participate remotely. If you miss a 3rd meeting, then you're just absent. You can't participate under this policy. There are, communities that have said you can miss more than that, but you have to attend, like you can't miss more than 3 in a row kind of thing. So if you miss 2, then you got to be present for 1 in order to be able to miss. So it's all up to how you want to do it. What I can tell you is that since we've been here representing you guys, it's not often that somebody is saying that they have to participate remotely.
So I mean, if you want any of those provisions added, we can add those into the resolution as it stands.
So if you read through these enough to be satisfied to
Yeah.
vote this through, or you want?
I'm good with it, yeah.
Well,
throughout.
I think we should identify like a specific, like you can't miss more than. Like, I think the goal would be for most people to be here every time under an extreme circumstance. If they can't.
Should be over two.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
In a row or per year?
Per year.
And that's to allow you to participate electronically.
Right.
Just
Right.
electronic, yes, just electronic
Doesn't mean-
participation. That's not like you can only miss 2 times a year. It would be limit electronic participation to twice a year.
And the only other thing on that is you could still participate, you just wouldn't vote. So you could still, I mean, if you, for some reason,
Still,
had to be somewhere else with family more than,
Yeah.
so many times, and wanted to stay up on top of things, you could still call it.
Yeah.
Just don't have-
If
you
missed
could
it.
vote.
right. It just shouldn't be a,
You had to do something in writing for a person that missed. On how
I
you
mean, if it
voted.
becomes an issue.
Is that correct?
Right. So when you vote, you have to identify very clearly who is participating electronically and record all of those votes. But then when you have somebody voting electronically, then every vote needs to be by roll call. So
Should we do that anyway? Or not?
what, roll call?
Yeah.
It's not mandated by the statute. So if you say all those in favor, aye, and you can clearly hear who has the votes, that's fine. If it's close and you have some nays, well, then you may want to go back and do a roll call to get the exact count.
What do you want? Amend what we discussed here and then bring it back for us to vote on the next meeting?
So yeah, that sounds good. So
So
it
no more
sounds
than 2 meetings.
no more than 2 meetings virtual.
Anything else?
With that, I don't have anything else with it.
Okay, we'll wait till she gets that amended then. I guess that's it. Any other comments?
I have a question, sorry,
Go right
sorry. About our tip area. Where are we,
my question.
where are we at on that?
We're
discussion?
defining those lines.
We are still working through that. I will say that there's been a lot that has come up for the past month and a half that's been pulling us away from.
Amen, okay, I got it. Okay, because really, we need to define,
We need a map.
we just got a map, and we used the one that Amy had.
We were talking about the map that Amy had pulled up. That
For Main
identified the
Street.
Downtown Main Street area.
And that makes sense.
And
Okay.
that's where we were wanting to start,
Yeah.
at least. Okay.
Okay, fair enough.
And with, your last statement about being pulled away for the various things, I understand. And I don't know how many of you listened to the council, not the previous, not the last one, but the council meeting prior to that. It had come up, and Alan, you're still on here, right?
Yes.
Because, I'm so excited. Someone had mentioned that they had spoke to Alan and regarding the annexation of the industrial park. And I just wanted either Alan or Jewel, if you could speak to that, just because of false information being out there. If anyone's listening tonight to the meeting so that they can hear exactly what is taking place, because I was very concerned that night too, like, wait, that's not how I understand it. So just that we all understand it the same. Would you mind?
Yeah, no, I can walk through this. If you remember, the redevelopment commission made a determination to engage us to push for legislation for extraterritorial annexation, so non-contiguous annexation. We prepared a bill, we got it into the legislature. Senator Gaskell did carry it on the Senate side, and was the sponsor of that bill. We went through the whole rigmarole, and we got legislation passed that said Alexandria can exercise annexation that is non-contiguous. So that is considering that industrial park area. That does not mean that the annexation has occurred. It only allows you to do it because you cannot annex property without specific authority like this, without having the 1/8 contiguity. That legislation passed 2 sessions ago. We basically have 3 more years to go and actually conduct those annexations. And what was represented is that there would be super voluntary annexations that's brought before the city. Those petitions have not been brought yet, so that property is still not part of the city of Alexandria. It only become part of the city of Alexandria when you go through the annexation procedures set out in statute. And what had always been contemplated is that you would only do it by way of super voluntary annexation.
Okay.
We
Thank
had
you.
4 years to get that done or 5?
5 years.
And we're down to 3 already. Seriously.
The CCD
what's
has
the
hired
definition?
legal counsel to help them with those petitions, and that'll work with the city on that, so, that's the last I heard is Rob has hired people to help with that, but, you'll explain it.
That's good, yeah.
What defines non-contiguous?
So contiguity is defined in the statutes by saying that you have to have at least 1/8 of the area that you're going to annex has to share a border with the main city. So that's why when you're looking out there at that industrial park, you have a ton of property in between there, the farmland that's there, that is not bordering the city. So whenever you do an annexation, you have to do a contiguity study, which basically you measure the perimeter of the area you're bringing in to the city, and at least 1/8 of that figure has to be share a border with the city currently. That's contiguity for annexation purposes.
Can you like annex a little, like like a path to it?
Yeah,
To circumvent that?
so some people have taken different steps to annex, where you take this little property here and then do an adjacent property to that, and then hopefully get to the point in which you get that 1/8 contiguity, but then you've got a weird shape for your city. You can't use, for the purposes of contiguity, a road or a railroad or anything like that. It's got to be the land border. But yeah, you can kind of gerrymander your way to that.
You just can't annex a piece to put a road into that park, or could you?
Well, you could take property, as long as that property you're taking meets that contiguity area, to put a road there. But here, you don't need that,
Right,
because the legislature passed the legislation saying you don't need contiguity to do the annexation for that area for Alexandria. There are 2 communities that got legislation through that session. Alexandria, which allowed that, and then Plainfield, which allowed it to the east, to the west of Plainfield.
That's the bottom line is we're several steps away to even have a conversation about any of this.
Sure, so I just wanted to clarify that we were not in it, that was.
No.
It's not.
And that was kind of what I feel like people got from that
Sure.
question. I mean, so we didn't get to really clarify it that
Well,
night.
there's some misinformation that it was for a data center. I mean, that was, yeah, so that was
Yeah.
also not true.
Right, so we don't even have access to that property to do that. So that I just kind of wanted, in case anyone had any questions, we could always refer them to this meeting and have them watch it.
Yeah.
You'll get the correct explanation and hear it straight from.
Yeah, because I was at that meeting too, and I think there was some confusion. So we're several steps away from that.
That
And
was just the first, that's just.
and each one of those steps would have public meeting comments and stuff like that. So,
And to do an annexation, you have to have a public hearing.
so there's a ton of
Yeah, we still got.
public stuff.
Yep.
And so, yeah, but if you want to do
Well,
something.
and if it's not, it's not an appealing industry park unless we have
Correct.
already moved forward with.
Nobody's
all
going-
this.
Big it looks. but
But-
You got looks, but I mean, it's better, we need to move forward.
It's usually hard to
Well,
get.
and I don't want to beat a dead horse either, but meanwhile, we need to quit just focusing on that industrial park.
Oh,
You know,
amen. There's
There's
a
other
ton of,
things that we need.
amen, there's a ton of stuff.
But I mean, I know that's when we are paying people to do that for us and what have you, but there's a lot of other. I get entities a lot of times asking about starting small businesses and just trying to put them into places. You know how it is, Lindsay, you tried to help us get a building, and
Yeah.
I've given out 2 facade grant applications to people here in the last week that want to do some improvements.
Nice.
So just trying to beat the small path to other nice things along the way. We just need to remember that, because I feel like we always throw our focus into one basket, and I did bring that up, but I wanted to bring that up because
No, I'm with you. I agree 1,000%. Yeah, it's
in figuring out,
many
because we
avenues.
have other industrial spaces throughout the community, for things as well, so
Amen.
thank you. Thank you for explaining.
Yep.
Anything else on that?
I do not.
Any other general comments?
Just a
I think
motion
our,
Oh, sorry.
our next
Okay, little
meeting is
Roger.
June 22nd, I believe.
Alan, did you have anything else?
I do not.
One thing, so this stream right here, I did notice that it's not it's not been stored. And then like when you go to the YouTube channel for the past several months, so I don't know who started it today.
I did.
And do you know how, so typically you
Like,
know how to-
how to save it at the end.
yeah, like it, so I think that like all the city council meetings are on there
Okay,
when you go back and look at the channel, but then
none
I
of
didn't
those.
see one of these since maybe like the middle of last year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Have they just not been uploaded, I wonder?
So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
You just,
curious to see
Stop it.
what we'll do with the, yeah. Okay. We will,
Alan,
Who does that, Alan?
I didn't hear the question.
The question is, Aaron was saying that the RDC meetings have not been archived onto the YouTube channel. And so you can't go back. So after we do this, and we're done here today, is there a step to archive it? And if so, who does that?
I will talk to the city. I am not sure exactly what the steps are, but either Rachel or Darcy, but I'm not sure which one does it, so I'll ask.
Okay, Aaron, good catch.
motion
Anything
to
else?
adjourn.
June 22nd, our next meeting.
June 22nd.
second.
22nd.
No, you need a second.
Oh, yeah.
I just thought I'd help you out there.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Meeting's adjourned.
Nice.
That's my favorite map. Like, well, it helps me keep straight on what's what.
You guys have any comments? Any words of wisdom out there?
Everybody that's looked at that business park has asked the timeline for annexation and rezoning.
Yes, I believe it 100%.
I know.
I asked,
Sure.
who is looking at that property?
You-
Where is the property?
Where is it?
Mhm.
Come here, I'll show you.
Okay.
Let me give him, because he's got an hour drive, let me give him this real quick. I like 30s.
He's got another meeting.
Wait a second, it's just us three.
I know, I'm sitting here going,
Is it?
Dad, she was at 45.
Phyllis sick.
It's never been that, but I didn't want to say that to her because I thought maybe, I don't know.
I know, 'cause I was.
Tina will be here and Sarah will be here. Hey, is Deb
Never
coming?
has. So
She was here at 4:45 and then she
Yeah.
got tired of waiting. I know. Like,
This
this
is
is
so
supposed to
you
be.
have a
So do we start a meeting and say we can't form? We don't have a
I can't even.
Yeah, we can't even.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So are we done then?
I think so, sorry.
Let me get her.
I know. I know.
She's got better eyes than I do.
Ending event.